Today I'm going to explain about that min heap implementation and max heap implementation using the priority queue in C++. In C++ there is a library is STL library. In C++ there is a one library is STL library. So using STL library, there is already default priority queue is given, that is already defined inbuilt. I just called here priority queue. I just created one priority queue, and by default this priority queue is going to implement max heap. By default this priority queue is going to implement max heap. If you want to implement using this priority queue to min heap, we need to call two more argument. We have to pass two more argument here. Then only we can perform that min heap. So here I am just explaining that max heap implementation using priority queue and using STL library. So here I have created priority queue, and these are the element I am going to insert, this 5, 1 and t. Here what they are assuming, the smallest value is having a small priority, right? And the largest value is having the larger priority, right? So according to push operation is nothing but a push means insert. Do remember that push means insert and pop means delete. Right? Pop means delete. So whatever doing says here, if you insert in any order, if you are going to insert any order, you are say that priority queue dot push you are doing. You are inserting this 5 in a priority queue. And what priority queue is doing? Priority queue is inserting the element on the basis of the priority. So suppose 5 came. So here the 5, here they will, if the priority queue is going to insert the 5, so 5 is inserted, right? Next 1 came, then it will going to check that 1 is having more priority than 5 or less priority is having 5. So 1 is going to store here, right? Insert here. Now 10 will come. It will check that 10 is having higher priority or less priority. So 10 is having high priority than 5. So 10 is going to insert here. So this is nothing but I'm assuming that stack. Then the 30 will come. Then it will check that 30 is having higher priority than 20 or less priority. So 30 is going to insert here. Then it will check that the next element come 20. 20 is having higher priority to 30 or less priority. So 20 is having lesser priority than 20 and greater than 10. So 20 is going to store in this between, right? Now what it will going to do? Now if you are performing the max heap, and I have already said that in max heap what it is doing, first it will going to build the max heap. And this step is nothing but the building the max heap. This is the building the max heap, right? Then after what it will do, you have to delete one by one. Delete max, you always delete maximum, and you can also say that always delete root. If you delete root will be the maximum one. If you delete the root, then you will get that always maximum. So you will get that 30, 20, 10, 5 and 1. These things you will get that in maximum. So here what is saying that PQ, this is nothing but your priority queue. This is your priority queue, and you inserted all element on the basis of the priority. So what you are doing, you are performing PQ dot top. So what is the top element? Top is 30. So 30 is popped here. PQ dot pop. I have printed, and afterward I have popped from there, right? Now next, this is the while loop. This is the loop is going that what is saying that PQ dot empty equal to false. Here is PQ empty, not empty. Then what you have to do? First you have to print 30, then perform pop. So 30 is popped. Then what you have to do, again check that is PQ dot empty equal to false. Is PQ is false? No. Is PQ is empty? Not empty. Then what you have to do, print that top of that. So top is what? 20, printed. Now perform deletion, then delete the 20. Then again check that is PQ dot empty is false? No, it's not false. Then print that, print 10 is printed, then perform deletion. Then 5, print the 5 and then delete the 5, then print 1 and delete the 1. Now you check that is your PQ empty? Yes, it's empty, then come out. So this is nothing but a max heap implementation. Max heap implementation, and this part is nothing but a build heap, and this is part is nothing but a deletion. And after the deletion you will get this, output. So if I'm going to run this code, I will get that output is what? 30, 20, 10, 1, 5 and 1. So if you see that output, see that output here, what output you are getting? That 30, 20, 10, 5 and 1. Why so? Because it's a max heap, and in max heap what you are doing, you are always deleting the maximum. So first maximum was 30, next maximum was 20, next maximum was 10, next 5, next 1, right? Same thing, I'm going to implement the min heap. Same process, the all code is same, and I just only going to change the small, I will going to add the 2 more extra parameter for implementing the max heap. So here I'm going to, this is the same code, look at that, this is 5, 1, 10 and 33, right? Here is that I'm going to implement the min heap property. Here I'm going to perform min heap property. So for that reason I have just extra 2 parameter added, is this one, factor int and greater int. So do remember, if you add this only two argument in that previous code, this will become the min heap. So here in the min heap, same thing, according to the priority, this is going to build the min heap. This part is going to build the min heap. This is going to build the min heap, and this part is going to always delete min, and that too also you can say that always delete root node. And after this deletion, what value you will get? That it will going to delete min, always delete min. So 1 is going to delete it, 1 is deleted, then after 2 is going to delete, 2 is going to 5 is going to delete, then after 10 is going to delete, then 20 and then 30. So if I execute this code, if I am going to execute this code, check that what output is going to display. This output will be 1, 5, 10, 20 and 30. So if you see here, this is the minimum, means you can say that the increasing order. So min heap will be going to give you increasing order. So this is min heap implementation using priority queue, using STL library, right? Now I'm going to explain that this is in the priority queue. This by default priority queue is implementing the max heap. If you want to implement the min heap, you have to add 2 more extra argument. But for that, if you want to implement using default priority queue without using this extra argument, then how will you do that? And that too very much important, because people, we know that this is the inbuilt function. This is inbuilt priority queue, right? So in the competitive exam, they are not going to ask you this basic things. They will not going to ask you this basic one. They will ask you the unique one. How will you do with the default priority queue? How will you implement the min heap using default priority queue, right? So default priority queue is always giving you the max heap. But for the implementing the min heap using priority queue, you are adding 2 extra argument. Now I am going to explain the another method. There I am not going to use this extra argument. Then how will you implement the min heap? That I am going to explain. So in this program, what I am doing here, here look at that, look at that my priority queue. This is my default priority queue. Here I haven't added any extra thing. So for that reason, for implementing the min heap using default priority queue, what will we do that? So what I have here, I have written the note. So we first multiply all the element with -1. So these are the element. And I am going to create the min heap. So what we will do, first I will going to multiply all these element with the -1. So if I multiply with the -1, what happen? If it is all this become the -1, it means that the minimum element will go to the upper. Max heap, it means that default priority is going to implement max heap, right? Default priority is going to implement the max heap, right? and max heap, it means that the maximum will be the root. Maximum, it means that the maximum is the root, right? If I am going to convert this, if I convert this in negative, if I am going to convert this in negative, if I multiply with 1, so all will become the negative. And negative means what? The larger value, negative larger value become the minimum value, right? Negative larger value become the minimum value. It means that the minimum value will come here. The minimum value come to the upper part. So simply you are multiplying with the -1, it is converting into the mean heap, right? So don't add the extra argument, you just use this concept, just multiply, just convert this array. If you normally, if you do this array, if you convert this using the priority key, if you do that, the maximum element, what is the maximum? The 50 will come up, and this is what? 50 will come up, and the next element will be the 36 will come, next element is 20, like that it will come, it will going to create the max heap, it will going to create the max heap. And if you are going to convert this in negative format, suppose this is the negative one, right? And if you perform the max heap, then what it will do? This -1 become the highest, sorry, -7, this become -7, this become -9, this become -15, this become -20, this is -36, this is -50, and this is -25. Then after the performing that this code, if you run this code, what will you get? That it always going to print give that maximum value. Maximum is what? 50, if it is not minus. If you added minus, then what it will give that maximum value? Maximum value will be the -7. Maximum value become the -7, that will be the maximum value, right? And because of that reason, it will going to give you, if you multiply with the -1, it will give you the mean heap. How easy it is. Only one small variation you are doing. Simply you are multiplying. See, I multiply while performing that insertion. While performing the insertion here, priority q dot push into what you are doing? -1 into array of value, means the value you are taking and you are multiplying that. And while performing deletion, this operation is nothing but what? This is what? This is nothing but a build mean heap. Here performing build mean heap, and here what you are doing? You are deleting element, you are deleting mean, delete mean, you are always deleting mean. So after this, and for deleting time also you are multiplying with -1, so can you will get the final value, you will get the exact value, because minus if you multiply minus you will get positive value, you will get positive value. So while deleting, you are again converting into the positive value, so your value is again original value, but you are performing mean heap. And this is very much important for the competitive. If you are going for the any challenges, they will ask you this concept. This is very much important concept, so do remember. If I execute this code, we'll see that the result, it will give you in the increasing order. If you run this code, you will get the increasing order. Look at that: 7, 9, 15, 20, 25, 36 and 50. Understood why? Because you are converting the minus na. Previously, if it is not going to multiply with -1, the 50 become the root. The 50 become the root because 50 will be the highest value, right? And if you multiply with the -1, the 50 become minimum value, and here the maximum become -7. So -7 come to the upper part, right? Similar like that, the next greater value is -9. Next greater value is -50. Next greater value is -20. Next -25. Next -36. Next -50, right? And if you perform pop, you will get that minus, and again you have to multiply with minus. So this will give you 7. This will give you -9 into -1. This will give you 9. So like that you are performing, and you will get that. You will get that what? You will get that finally every time. See, you will get that here -7, -9, -15, -20, -25 and -36 36 and minus 50. So this will be your priority queue. This will be your priority queue, right? And after doing pop, you are again multiplying with that. So top, you are always popping the top here. See, you are performing top. So minus 7 into, you are doing minus 1. So you are getting what? 7. Similar like that. Minus 1 into minus 9 into minus 1, you are getting 9. So what you are getting? You are getting the increasing order. 7, 9. Similar like that. Minus 15 into minus 1, you are getting what? 15. So this is following. So that's all about the min heap implementation and max heap implementation using default priority queue. Thank you for watching my video.